You are now America's coach. Have you heard from anybody at Robert Morris about the promotion?
Maybe the greatest promotion we've seen in college sports.
This is actually pretty cool. Akron's football team announced a brand new position on the squad. It's called Offensive Coordinator of the Game. It's a limited role. It's going to give one season ticket holder the chance to call the plays for the team's first drive of their home opener.
You can call plays for the team. What Akron has decided to do for their football team, next level. Hey, you buy a season ticket? Guess what? Suites sold out. Season tickets sold out. We bought season tickets for them just for a chance for one of our guys to potentially be an offensive coordinator during their home opener.
Dude, test. All right, I'm going to have to clip this on you, big dog. You know how it goes.
Yeah, we've done this.
Yeah,
Really good.
Bang, dude.
Boom.
Bang.
All right. You or the camera?
Whatever. It doesn't even matter.
All right, I'll look at you.
We're a simple company over here. Coach Morhead, head coach of Akron, now the most famous coach in the MAC, I'm pretty sure. You've kicked off fall camp, right? Things are going well, and you are right now getting a lot of national attention, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But what I'm most curious about is, with the attention, has fall camp changed at all? Or actually, start here. Have you been surprised about the amount of attention you've been getting recently?
I would say completely and utterly shocked. when administration approached me with this concept for the offensive coordinator of the game promotion, it was a week before fall camp started. I was in here, unironically enough, scripting plays for practice number 1 and number 2, and I just thought it was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And kind of dug my heels in the ground and didn't want to do it, but the more we talked it through and kind of set up some guardrails and parameters and saw the benefit that it provided for the program, I kind of acquiesced and we pressed forward. But yeah, I had no idea. Next thing you hear, it's 15 million views on a single Twitter post, and next thing you know, you're on TMZ Sports and you're on the McAfee show and with Chris Drew, and I don't think anyone could have imagined it would have taken a life of its own.
Dude, with me isn't a big note. We're both from Akron.
I know.
We're both the guys. You know, it's funny. Akron gets a rap for being like a tough place to win football wise, and like not the greatest program. But you've come here, and there's definitely been a mood shift a little bit. Yeah, and it's interesting because like you guys won 5 games a year ago. Yeah. And I told you this kind of off camera, like coach of the year, coach of the MAC, like the job you've done and the belief that's here. Yeah. And now this year, you've kind of become, with you, because you are loved amongst offensive football, but with this promotion, you guys have kind of become like America's team a little bit. And people from outside of Akron feel like they have a chance to be a part of this.
Yes. I think this being my second stint here and understanding the fabric of the state, Akron has always played third fiddle, for the most part, to the Browns and the Buckeyes, and I get that part. So to have the light shine brightly on Akron football, I mean, that feels good. As you mentioned, we took over the worst program in the country 4 years ago by any objective measure, and slowly but steadily build it up, which is difficult to do in this era of football with the portal.
Super hard, especially for a school this size, right? Like if you ever have a good player, coach, like we'll get to that.
Yeah,
good.
So and then 0 revenue share up until this December, and then we have a mere pittance, which isn't anything in the lowest operating budget in the country by almost $3 million. And as you mentioned, difficult place to coach. I mean, it's the hardest job in the country, and that's true. I mean, Akron's had FBS football for 30 years, 7 head coaches, all of them fired, and none with a record of less than 10 games under 500. So, at a certain point, you got to look in the mirror and say, hey, what are we doing to support and help this program win football games? And that's where I credit our new administration. It's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And now with this promotion, like you said, 5 wins last year, even with these hypocritical and archaic APR sanctions that we had to deal with. Most league wins since 2016. Kind of feeling the positive momentum, and now with this thing going on, hopefully we're able to ride that wave.
All right, so here we go. Everybody's buying season tickets. I believe you guys sold out, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I know the suites are sold out. I don't know if the season tickets are completely sold out.
Well, I'll probably go buy a couple more. I'm entered.
Yes.
You know, I'm in. I'm excited about
I'll
that.
get accused of cooking the books because you're my boy. So I don't want that smoke.
I compared this to like Akron's version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, the golden ticket. Absolutely.
Yeah, like everybody's looking for the golden ticket. And because I love you, if I do win, I will host my own drawing to pass it off to somebody else.
I think that's more than fair.
Yeah, being admirable,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, so, but in theory, whoever wins it, what do you want them to know about this offense? You guys have a new quarterback this year.
Yes, we, as you mentioned, the portal and alluded to the difficulty of continuing to build a team. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? You draw a picture and every year you shake it. So for the past 3 years, we've lost 37, 39, and 41 players that we've had to replace. So I think offensively, was the most points per game and most yards per game we've had since I've been here. And you expect that as you're continuing to, get the wrong guys off the bus, right guys on the bus, and then in the right seats. Reese Poffenberger, our quarterback that we signed out of North Texas, obviously Jordan Gant, returning 1,000-yard rusher, first one since Dennis Kennedy in 2008. Marcel Williams at wideout. Connor Kravac returns at tight end, and we've signed 3 guys that I think have a chance to compete for playing time. Then Colin Lyons at center, Alan Jones at right guard, and then we brought a number of other guys in there to compete. So of our top 15 players last year by productivity, we lost 12 of them to the portal and 11 of them to Power 4 conferences. So that's the difficulty, that you identify them out of high school or junior college and they have no offers, or they're at a bigger school and they're not playing and you bring them down and develop them. And then the expectation level now is almost that you're going to lose them.
So your quarterback played for Eric Morse a year ago.
Yes.
Then.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people know about that.
Yeah.
Like that's a quarterback whisperer likes to throw it around the same way you do. Obviously, we know about Mestemaker going from North Texas to Oklahoma State, but this was his backup. So you got to have someone who can sling that thing a little bit.
I'm really excited about Reese, and not just Eric Morris, who I think is one of the top offensive minds in the country. And you go back and look at some of the things that they were doing at North Texas, and I'm sure he'll do at Oklahoma State. A lot of similarities between our two schemes, particularly in the RPO run game. But prior to that, Shannon Dawson at Miami, Florida, who I think is one of the best. Prior to that, Albany with Coach Gattuso and Jared Ambrose.
So he's got high football acumen.
Yeah. And then Ricky Ryan, he was at Old Dominion first, who Ricky was my tight ends coach at Penn State. So a lot of similarities either between who coached him, right? Because a lot of the stuff that Miami's doing was what we were doing at Oregon to a certain extent. And then similarity of scheme. So that is, and he hasn't played in a game in a long time for an extended period of time since Albany. But, you got to find a way to steal those reps for him in practice.
So I know why, but for those who don't know, you said a lot of stuff they did at Miami is similar to stuff that they were doing at Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, explain to people that connection for those who don't know about Morhead.
I don't know as much in the pass game.
Yeah.
I've caught some Miami games and watched some of their film, but there's a certain Coach Chris Ball always says, we're going to run the ball and we're going to run it a certain way.
Because you were the OC for Cristobal at Oregon.
And Coach Mirabal, the offensive line guy, and some of the other guys on staff who have the utmost respect for Coach Cristobal. And Alex is one of the best offensive line guys in the country. So, inside zone oriented, counter, like a lot of the things that we do. So and same with the RPO. So like I said, a lot of similarities between what they were doing offensively at a bunch of his different stops.
Do you expect that home opener to be rocking?
Man, I didn't before this, but now I kind of think it might be.
It's a hot ticket, just so you know. It's a hot ticket. People from out of state. Obviously, I do a lot of college football stuff. People from out of state are hitting me up like, "Hey, like when we come to Akron, where's a good place to stay? What are we doing after the game?" And I'm talking about people who like are used to going to big places, and I feel like you're. I don't know who has that game. Is that going to be on ESPN?
I think Plus right now.
Okay.
Maybe
they might flex that sucker up.
Maybe flex it to the big game. Absolutely.
I'm excited. You're going to be the man. You are now America's coach. Have you heard from anybody at Robert Morris about the promotion?
I have not. And one of the things that I made sure to communicate to our team. Was that we were not going to allow the circus to roll into town. Good. So when I met with the team the day after this kind of went viral and explained to them, hey, this is a really neat promotion. Our administration did a great job. We're generating a ton of interest in the team, building on our momentum. part of the season ticket sales with our new administration is going to be kicked back into the program. Like
Incredible.
I said,
That's a huge
to help
win.
the lowest budget in the country in our NIL, and like I said, shining a light on our program. But I told our kids, I mean, if people know me well enough.
Yeah.
Like it's competitive. Like I'll tip the board in Candyland to win a game. Like it ain't like I'm never going to do anything to do two things:
Bingo.
hurt our chances of winning, and make a mockery of the game or our opponent. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Bernard yet, the head coach at Robert Morris, who played at Miami, and I know him fairly well. But this also isn't anything to disrespect our opponent or the game. I got people who know me well know that that's a non-starter.
Well, and honestly, that's part of why I want to sit down with you, because I think that there is like a lot of like kind of wondering and eyes on you right now.
And deservedly so. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, again, like that A is not for Akron. That A is for America's team. All right. So people coming into town, coming to the Akron game for that week 2 matchup, I believe. What do they need to know about Akron? Is there a place you want them all to go? I mean, you were talking to me about coffee beforehand.
Man.
Not to put anybody on the spot. Honestly, if you don't want to get free advertising, don't even give it. But
I live a little bit out of town, so there are a bunch of spots here in the city that are worthwhile, depending on which Rubber City native that you talk to. They kind of have their own pocket. The little food spot. Little
See, I'm a West Akroner, right? You're not a West Akroner, are you?
Well, my first stint here, we lived over near Firestone. Mm-hmm. Is that West?
Yeah, that's the West Side, dude. Yep. That's over by Stan Hewitt.
Yeah. So for Donovan's graduation party, we brought in a Swenson's food truck.
Okay.
And that was a hit. So you got your Swenson's, you got your Luigi's, you got your kind of little. But I can't stand on the table and be like, hey, this is where you need to go, because there's a bunch of good options.
Well, good. Well, Coach, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for letting me grab some of your time. I'm glad that fall camp is going well, and I'm excited to see what the season looks like for you, and I'm excited to see what that week 2 matchup means nationally. I mean, just last question. A lot of talk about, is there a lot of talk amongst the players about this?
I am being dead on. Like, I can't answer this any more candidly. There's been no talk about it.
Okay, so we're laser focused.
Success demands singleness of purpose.
Bingo.
A wise man once said that. Yes, sir.
Dude, whenever I get with you, I want to run through a brick wall afterwards. I'm ready to call plays, man.
I hope you win.
I can't win, dude. We gotta. If I win, we'll donate it.
That is to me the next interesting iteration of this process is on the 19th when they do the drawing, and if it's like, Joe the plumber from Ellett who wins it, that's one thing. Then or Big Cat or Pat or
one
of my buddies from my the O-line coach from Starkville High, who I'm still good friends with, texted me. I guess John Gruden threw his hat in the ring.
Yep, John Gruden's in the ring.
That's one thing. Mm-hmm. If Coach Gruden wins it, then we're going to be in the huddle. Verbal snap count, no clap, going on 3, because we know he doesn't like some of that nonsense. Then if someone local or someone, then that'll be something different. So I'm interested to see who the administration picks out of the hat.
The one thing that I do hope is it is someone that either coaches football or has coached football, because I've been lucky enough to be around you and kind of like be in these like little meeting rooms and kind of like learn football from you. I think that's the biggest thing that a fan could get, biggest thing a high school coach could get. I mean, now if it's Gruden, I just want to be in the meeting rooms with you and Gruden going through
We'll be butting heads, because he's going to want to be going under center and going all 4, and I'm going to be like, Coach, we don't kind of do that. So it'd be a good meeting in the months. Here's the thing that I think is most awesome. If it's somebody without a sophisticated level of offensive football and game planning and developing a script, is we're going to pull the curtain back a little bit like Oz, or find out how the sausage is made. So like that Thursday or Friday when they come in here, I'm going to walk them through our game plan, first and second down. All right, here's what we have on third down. Here's what we have in the red zone. Here's on goal line. All right, and this is how I normally formulate the openers. Okay, what do you bring into the table? All right, then how can we put this thing together? Because hey, man, it's easy on Madden, it's easy on NCAA, but like when it's your first down play doesn't work and you got to call second down and you don't have much time to do it, that's there's no reset button.
I mean that's it. It's like I've gotten a chance to learn from you, and it's helped me podcast. So I can't even imagine like going through like a full weekend. Yeah. And you guys are gonna let them do a pregame interview, I think is what I read in the fine print.
I have not been privy to those discussions.
I read
the most that I've heard
print
from a procedural standpoint is on the field for the first half, in the suite for the second half.
Okay.
Aside from that, I don't know because we're checking through some of the NCAA rules because there's a certain number of headsets, certain people allowed in the box. So I'm like, hey man, I'd like this person to be right next to me with a headset, but NCAA rules will dictate whether that's possible.
So I think you get around that by having the squawk box upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm a loophole guy. I know that. Here goes well, you know this.
Yeah.
Some places do the squawk box is like the extra headset that everybody can listen to. So anyway, Joe, I don't want to take more of your time, Coach, but thank you again. This was awesome, and definitely rooting for you. I'm excited to see what the offense looks like, and we will definitely talk to you before that Week 2 game. Talk to you before Week 1 game too.
Absolutely.
So,
let's do it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, brother.